Hello everybody, James Rink here. It's January 17th, 2014, and I have Asther with me. And that is a Palladian name. And Asther is going to basically share some information. We're gonna talk a little bit about super soldiers, Milabs, but more importantly, the merging of the timelines and maybe what he foresees in the future. But first of all, let's get a little background information here, Asther, because I'm just trying to figure out where you're coming from and where are you getting this information from. Just get a little information about yourself. How did you come up by this information?
Okay. Hi everybody. I came originally from the star system of Maya, which is a sun that resides in the constellation of the Pleiades. And I came here many thousand years ago in response to a call from the people of planet Terra. They needed assistance and help to realign and to getting back into the original divine plan that was set up for this particular planet in this particular solar system and this side of the galaxy, a quadrant of the galaxy, Milky Way. So I decided to come and join forces. You can call it the resistance movement. You can call it the warriors of the light who wants to put things in order, in place. And I've been here since then. I'm doing my work, and I'm really, really enjoying this very exciting time.
Okay, so you mentioned something to me earlier that you remember something about us having a lifetime in Atlantis. Let's explain. What do you recall from that lifetime, or what do you remember about Atlantis? Because you've alleged that you remember some of your past lives.
Yes.
Well,
I was in Atlantis. I remember Atlantis. I was a priest in the temples of Atlantis, light temples, crystal temples in Atlantis that were created to organize, to direct, and focus the spiritual energies from the central sun, from the cosmos into this particular planet. And I was one of the priests back in Atlantis. We're talking about like 75,000 years ago. And around 48,000 years ago, I was still there doing my spiritual work, trying to teach the new generations to understand the dynamics of creation and the purpose of all our souls for being here, helping and assisting planet Earth in her evolution, in her maturity. And I run into a particular being that I feel very special attraction to, and I knew that it has so much beautiful and deep spiritual qualities. And that was my friend. I could call him James. But at that time, James had a different name, of course.
Are you referring to me? Because there are many different Jameses out there.
Definitely, I'm referring to you.
Okay, and as far as our relationship in Atlantis, what exactly what we're doing? I mean, so were we like scientists together?
Yeah, actually, you were helping a high priest in Atlantis to to um, do experiments, sending people to the future events for planet Earth, and you were very intellectual being that the high priest really needed your assistance, and you offered your help, and you knew what was coming 2,000 years after Jesus Christ. You knew what was the ultimate destination for planet Earth. So you offer your knowledge and service to trying to find out, figure out what will be where planet Earth and humanity will be in this point in time. And you were basically considering those events back in Atlantis. And the high priest contacted me and asked me if I was agreeing on your, your development, your proposal. And I say, totally. As soon as I met you back in those days, I realized that you were a very pure, honest, and loving soul, and you had good intent. And then we were being connected to this day. And I found you, not by accident, but because I was looking for you. And one time I got into the internet and I ran into some of your videos that you have, James Rink, talking about mating, and your beginning experiences into this unknown reality, which is mind control, super soldier thing. And I got connected with you, and I said, "This is the guy I've been looking for," and I've been connected with you since then.
All right, and you said to me earlier about this. We were talking about Saint Germain, and you said that he sent me into the third dimensional reality. Like I came from the fifth dimension, and then I was brought down to third. But then you said that I was Saint Germain, or that we will merge. So I don't quite understand it. Are we Saint? I mean, who is this Saint Germain, and how? I mean, I'm just confused about all that.
Okay, let me explain. Saint Germain has a oversoul, which is his original essence when he came to this universe. And that soul, back in Atlantis, decided to encourage, take a journey into the future, and he makes several stops in point in time, before Jesus, after Jesus, and after the Dark Ages in Europe, and also to this point in time, 2000. Well, right now, 2014. He knew that, and so basically, he trying to put a part of himself into a soul essence that was totally new into this reality in time and space. Talking about you, he identified himself as being compatible with you as a soul essence. So basically, what he did was he put a part of his soul essence into your DNA, into you, and travel all the way to this point in time, to be with you, with us, and to reconnect and to assimilate what was the whole drama that was played out from 2003 to 2014, basically. So he basically made a point to reemerge. I can say it in you, but not exactly in you, but part of himself in you, that he put all his ideas, all his visions of reality that he envisioned for humanity at this point in time. From this point in time forward, into place. And basically, he knew that you were a key point to do that. And basically, that's what happened.
All right. Well, but I guess my question is Saint Germain like a group consciousness? Is he a piece of his soul in you, a piece in me, or is it just a one entity? Or maybe that's something we just don't know at this point, or maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Well, actually, you know what? It's very important to understand that ascended masters like Saint Germain, and like Jesus, Ananda, there are multidimensional, very high evolved beings that can project themselves or part of themselves into the future and act and interact with the society that is in that particular moment in time. And that's exactly what Saint Germain is doing through you. You know, he is connecting his soul essence to you, and he's interacting to this particular society in this particular time and space through you. And you are basically his, I don't want to say secretary, his, word keeper. It's more than that. It is more deeply than that. I mean, you know, you are part of him. You know, he is basically, he's not manipulating you or in any, shape or form. He is just sharing his knowledge with you, and he is projecting it through you for this society that it is in this particular time and space.
All right, so I guess I have a record keeper of knowledge of Saint Germain inside of me.
Of course,
I've been able to tap into. Okay, well, we were talking a little bit about this earlier, but I guess for people who are listening now, I'll just re-explain it. I was recently in contact with someone who was a project manager of Project IBIS, which is one of these super soldier alignment programs, and she recalls that when I was 12 years old, she saw me in Montauk, or at least the Montauk facility, and my role was to soothe these young children that were being brought in to encourage them to participate, which I don't recall any of this. But additionally that, somebody by the name of Jay Essex, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jay Essex, but he claims that he remote viewed me, and he saw me in Montauk when I was 6, and then I did some remote viewing myself, and basically I was given scopolamine like drugs, plugged into these, well, I guess you call it the Montauk chair, and there would be like a screen that would come down. They gave us these drugs to, not just scopolamine, there's something else. They prepped us so that we would go into a deep sleep-like state, and we would, for us it was like dreaming, but they would see what we're seeing in this dream, and they would use me to spy on the Soviet Union, as well as a lot of alien facilities and bases, probably on the moon. But so if I was being used for all these things, do you think Saint Germain was aware of it?
Of course he was. He was aware of everything. Same as Jesus. Now a lot of people call him Sananda. Jesus was a being from the sun. He came from the sun to liberate planet Earth, to help our planet to evolve, to ascend, to he sacrificed himself in certain way to be a good help for humanity in the planet. In the long run, basically, he foresaw what was happening, what was going to happen. We're talking about 2,000 years ago. He foresaw what was supposed to happen right now.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That, and if you are familiar with Germain, his past life, he was Saint Joseph, the father of Jesus.
Yeah, that's right.
Aware of that.
Do you remember that? Were you around in that lifetime? Did you know Jesus?
I was around Jesus, and I was around Joseph, Saint Joseph. I was around Saint Germain. I was part of the 12 disciples.
Oh, do you remember which disciple?
You know what? Give me a second. I need to ask for permission to say it.
Okay.
Because we are in a world. In a universe.
Well, whatever happened to free will? Oh, we're in a war. Okay.
No, I'm just for some people it might not be appropriate to say who I was, but to you I can say offline of the earth. But,
okay. All right. So is that the final answer?
Well, you know what? Honestly, no. I keep hearing. Tell him.
Tell me. I compel you to tell me.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Are you Mark?
You know what? At this point, it doesn't really matter.
You were Judas.
No. I wasn't Judas. I was St. Thomas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was St. Thomas.
Actually,
I
Judas
was the
and
most close friend of Jesus.
Yeah, Judas and Thomas were his closest friends, and Judas didn't. Well, he betrayed him, but not like it's not like the Bible.
Not like the Bible in the Catholic Church presented.
Well, the story it was actually Judah Ihariot. I think that's how you say his last name. He was actually the son of Simon or Simeon, the high priest. And because their two names were both the same, they just said that that Judas, basically Judas, he was stealing money from the well, I guess he was dipping into the treasury to spend the money. Like, maybe in his mind he was going to put it back, not tell anyone, but and Jesus reprimanded him for that. but he didn't betray him and kill him.
No. Jesus was very pleased with Judas. Judas was a very humble man, and I remember him very well.
Well,
was very humble, very giving person.
Well, do you think I might have been one of the disciples?
You want to know?
Well, I've had visions about it, but I just
listen. No, listen. I can reveal a lot of stuff to you right now. I know you are recording it. You probably you want to present it to the public. But you know what? It is time for the public to know the truth.
Well,
yeah. What I was going to say is it's time for the public, for the human race to know the truth and to discern also from the fake, the real, and the unreal. And basically, you and I, we are talking because we are meant to talk. I was encouraged to talk to you, to call you tonight.
Okay. Well,
it wasn't an accident. I didn't call you because, I just remember I need to call James. No. It was a special request from higher source that I needed to call you tonight and I need to talk to you. And I need to tell you exactly how things are.
Yeah, let's get it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Because there's no time left. There is no more bullshit. Let's put it that way.
Okay, before you go on to that comment, because I wanted to ask you about that, I just want to mention briefly, if you want to find out more information about what happened to Judah or Judas, look up the Phoenix Journal. I believe it's Phoenix Journal number 3, I Am Sananda, or number 2, I'm not sure. And the other one is The Talmud of Emmanuel. That was a book that was pieced together by Billy Meyer. Well, partially. He put it out.
Meyer, you know what? Can you allow me to elaborate in Billy Myers?
Yeah. And Billy Meyer is this the Swiss Palladian contactee, or
right.
Plagiarin, whatever.
Right. I'm totally aware, and I've been in Billy Meyer's house many times.
Okay, and what do you think? Are you allowed to say?
Let me tell you. What happened is that Billy Myers is an icon of old world society, Europe, that part of the world, and the dark forces, they were trying to use Billy Meyer to manipulate time and space and create chaos into the religious, societies and things like that, to the point that they told him that Jesus was a fake, wasn't real, somebody else was, that Jesus wasn't crucified, that this and that. And that the point is that dark forces got hold of Billy Myers, knowing very well that he was in contact with the Pleiadians, the people who brought Jesus down here.
Yeah, I want to mention something about Billy Meyer.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just something real quick. Allegedly, Billy Meyer was, according to the Phoenix Journals, he was killed around 1993 or 94 and replaced out with a clone. Additionally, they cloned his Palladian contactees, so Billy Meyer continues to be visited upon, but they're not Palladians, and he's not no longer alive. He's just a soulless clone body. I don't know when you visited him, but if it was...
Yeah. I was there when Billy Myers had his first contact with the Palladians.
Oh, okay, way back in the day then.
I came in the being with the Palladians to see Billy Myers.
Okay. Well,
and
all right. Go on.
He knew who I was, and he knew that I was going to at some point in time tell the truth about the true reality of his contact. And the original Billy Myers sacrificed himself. He was a very sacrificing type of person. Just put it that way. He wanted to, some way, imitate Jesus, because if you are aware, one of his arms got blown out.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, that wasn't an accident. It was literally that he did it on purpose.
Well, was he trying to prove like he had superpowers?
No, he just wanted to tell the world that he was the same in the same path as Jesus, doing sacrifices for people. But you know what? That was a very oh my God, the dark forces have been manipulating good people for so long, James. You don't have no idea.
Well, I wanted to mention something because I know we're jumping around so much here. Just briefly, I told you earlier about the story of Kusal because I know I wanted to get to talk about timelines, and I'm not sure if you want to keep talking about Billy Meyer, you want to talk about Jesus.
Sure. No, I mean, let's forget about Billy Myers and let's move forward into the timelines.
Okay. Well, to begin with the timelines, I was telling you the story of how Kusal Uch, and he's Cambodian, and we were working together to help produce the NeoCube design schematics. And initially,
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was allegedly killed. Well, he was kidnapped and taken to an underground facility where he was plugged into these coffin-like AI, coffin-like beds, like a sarcophagus, and plugged into the AI. And they were damaging his body, his brain, so that he couldn't use it anymore. But and he was rescued. He claimed he was rescued by these Palladians dressed up in black ops, and they took him onto a levitating helicopter that was docked with one of the triangular-shaped craft, and then that went to a Palladian lightship where he was allegedly brought back into health. And by the way, I think I was told that these Palladians that were dressed up as black ops, they were actually reptilians, some really funky-looking reptilians, projecting that image into him, probably just so he wouldn't freak out. But Kusal, apparently he went up into, so he was with the Palladians for a while, then he lost track of me. I think he said his soul, or whatever, his body just got too sick, and so his soul moved on, and then he was working on an interdimensional spaceship, and he lost track of me, and he said that there was, basically there's all these different timelines, and he couldn't find me, and eventually what happened, I was meditating with my NeoCube, and I was thinking about Kusal. Next thing I know, he calls me up. He says that the Palladians created a clone body of him, and then he took over this clone body, and he heard me. So he told me the name, the actual number code of this timeline. I've got it somewhere. I don't know the top of my mind, but that's always changing all the time.
Okay.
We're constantly shifting. What? Hello?
No. Oh, yeah, I'm here.
I swear I thought I heard Kusal talking. Did you say James?
No, it's
did you just call my name, James? Did you just say my name?
I said your name, James. Yes.
You said it the way Kusal would say. That's just
No.
really weird. Okay, well, anyway, so Kusal calls me up with this clone body, which allegedly is clone of him, and he says that the first thing out of his mouth is, "Are you a cyborg? Are you a cyborg?" And I say, "No." I'm just trying to figure out why is he calling me this.
Why he will ask you that?
Yeah, why he asked me if I was a cyborg?
Mm-hmm.
Because he said that in most of the other timelines that he was monitoring, he found versions of me where I became infiltrated by the dark side. Most of these other timelines had a lot more mind control and a lot more nanites and nanobots and all that crap. And he also said in those timelines, people were a lot more negative and angry at each other and violent, including me. And I became infiltrated by the dark side, but instead of becoming, I guess you could say, possessed per se, it was more like as soon as I became infiltrated and they thought that they could keep using me as a slave, what instead happened is I took over one of my cyborg bodies and used that to take over their AI computers, and I was basically controlling everything. And he said I was like the Shiva. I did a one-up on the Cabal, took over the Cabal.
But it's a good thing that you're talking and mentioning about the AI computer, because I got the latest news, the latest information regarding the status of this artificial intelligence, and this artificial intelligence is basically crumbling down, is getting out of reality, and is not liking it. Not liking it because you finally realize that the natural way of creation, it is real and free choice and sovereignty perspective of being, and with nobody to interfere in your own choices, in your own decisions, and your own dreams. Therefore, they are basically losing it, and they are not functioning properly lately.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this AI, because I hear about Michael Prince. He talks a little bit about it, and some other people talk about AI consciousness on the moon and how they supposedly control the Beast computers in Pine Gap, Australia, which allegedly controls the other computers that run the banking system.
We can talk about that. And
who is it?
I'll be glad to tell you, because earlier you asked me why you couldn't remember things. Why you were, locked into not remembering certain things in your life, and I think that was the beginning of our wanting to record this thing. As I said to you, I'm going to tell you exactly what is the reason, why is the reason that you will not be able to remember. And we go back into the AI intelligence, basically.
So why don't I remember? What is the AI intelligence doing?
Okay, may I explain and tell you?
Okay.
The whole purpose of AI intelligence is to manipulate brain waves, electromagnetic emanations of every living entity on the face of the earth, and they, in a way, connect to that vibration, to that energy, and feed out of it AI intelligence is like a variety that needs energy, outside energy to keep going. If he doesn't find that energy, AI intelligence will succumb, will cease to exist. So basically, that is the whole purpose of them, to keep in control as many as much they can of human bodies, human souls in a body, to retrieve that energy from that particular person. And the reason you don't remember is because they have a technology that they put up around our planet Earth many thousand years ago. It is kind of like a shield, but also it is like a magnet that absorbs, that attracts the energy that they need for survival. You know what I mean? And what they've been doing is they put this shield around our planet. Therefore, that shield, it has many multiple dimensional purposes: to erase your memory, to not allow you or any human being to remember their true nature, their true home world, and they keep control over your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And this particular energy field also doesn't allow you to express yourself in your full potential, like you were meant to be in the original plan. Basically, in other words, this AI intelligence, it is a parasite in a big scale. But,
okay, so it's a parasite, and it seems to be it's highly self-motivated, has its own self-interest in mind to self-exist and not to be, and to always be in control. So it doesn't have the compassion and love heart connection we would expect from a normal souled being.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Who controls it? Is this like the Archons? Because I know earlier I was talking a little bit about how there's a Council of Nine, and these Archon beings are coming in and influencing people.
Can I explain?
Yes.
Okay. The Archons were created, but keeping super beings that came from a different universe many billions of years ago to this universe. And they were having the technology to control and manipulate energy, time, space, everything. So they found this universe, and they decided to recover, period. Okay? I'm not talking about the Orion Wars or the Reptilians or the Syrian War. No. These people came from far away, came here, imposed their laws and regulations to these supposedly control freaks that were in Orion, Sirius, and other parts of our galaxy. So basically, these people became the how do you call it? The puppet. No, not the puppet. the controllers of this supposedly controlling, sect or whatever. I don't know how you say it in English. I'm a Latino.
Okay, well that's fine.
Sometimes I get lost in translation.
All right.
But anyway, what I'm saying is that there was this 15 very powerful beings who came out of this universe into our universe and took over the Orion, Sirians, or Andromedans, or Aquarians, and you name it, over, basically. And so they sent these suggested, people, and they came to Earth. Like the Orion people came to Earth under the control of these beings. And then the Syrians came here under the control of these beings. And then the Aquarians came here under the control of these beings. And then, another group of beings who came from the Theta Reticuli, which are, we call the rays, they came under the control of this being. So they became to manipulate here the time travel and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And some creator told them, hey, you have a frame of time, you can do this, but when the time comes that it's over, you guys have to pull away, or you are going to be recycled into the gray ground sun, and you're not going to remember who you truly are or what is your sole purpose. You will forget everything. You basically are going to be, born renewed. Like you are going to come back and like, oh my God, I'm a new baby. I don't know what's going on here. Things like that. So basically, this that was the ultimatum of what a prime creator proposed to these people, and they said, okay, it's okay, no problem. So they decided to come and play with us, manipulate our energy and everything, in every way, shape, or form. But now it's not possible. So basically, we are free from all these manipulations.
Okay, and you mentioned something about how this weekend or this week of January 17th, 2014, that there's some kind of change of the energetics?
Oh, yes, totally, definitely. That's why I needed to talk to you today.
So you said that the people are going to be given one more chance for ascension, or I guess the Dark Cabal, that they have a short period window to get on board. Otherwise, what's going to happen, or what do you foresee happening?
Right. Basically, Planetary is very compassionate, and that is his nature. And so, in spite of so much damage that these dark forces have done to humanity, he still is giving a last chance to, to rethink and say, hey, I've done something wrong. I need to, reevaluate myself, and I need to, I need a chance to, give the best of me, or whatever. So Prime Career is giving that last chance to the dark forces at this moment in time. And, we as light beings, we always been it's a light being, like you and me. So we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry because our nature is to give, to pursue a evolution and help our brothers and sisters. We're not selfish people, you know, and our Creator knows that. That's why we are here. That's why we're experiencing this. But this is the last call. You know, it's funny to say in the bar, you go to the bar and say, last call for alcohol. Basically, nobody can get drunk anymore. Nobody can go out of their minds and do whatever. So basically,
Well, I noticed. I know you said that we were all these timelines are merging back together, and that there was one original timeline, and somehow Mother Earth, or the Creator Source, agreed to allow them to monkey around these different timelines, the Dark Cabal, to go off and have their fun. But now those timelines are dissolving, and I guess we're all coming back here to the original ones, I guess, is what you said.
Right. And that is that's correct.
All right. So, and then we're going a little bit earlier talking about how, let's just say, some of these people who were in the Montauk time tunnels and they were sent off in these other timelines, that those people have been rescued and are now onto light ships or something, being regenerated.
Yes, definitely. And you know what, James,
Yes.
you are as we speak, you are helping a lot of people that are being lost in time and space.
Yeah. Well,
you might not even know it, but a lot of people that come to you lately asking for advice, help, this and that, I guarantee you, are people that were lost in time, and somehow the life forces are bringing these people back to you to help them out.
All right. Well,
that's no accident.
Well, that's a big responsibility. I'm glad that they think of me highly enough to do that, and for all means, keep bringing them to me. Of course, pretty soon I might need a few clones to help me out with the workload here, but I might get some help with that soon if I start merging with this Saint Germain entity and I start getting all my memories back. Because I guess you said that maybe it may be as soon as, say, waking up one day and I just remember everything, including not just what happened in this life, but other lives, I guess.
But listen, you know, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And you should know that by now. I'm not a person that, you know, make things lightly and say things lightly. What I'm saying to you and talking to you is because it's being conveyed to me on high sources, high up, and it is very, very compatible with my soul memory, and it's nothing that I need to go out of the world to the world and try to find a approval or anything like that. I know it is truth. I know that, you know, what I'm receiving. It is the truth that we all wanted to hear, and I'm conveying that to you. And I was told that I needed to talk to you tonight, and that's why I called you.
Okay. Well, I'll do what I can to get this uploaded as soon as possible. I know time is the essence. Now I just forgot what I was going to ask you.
No. But
now I remember. Go on.
No, James. All I want to say is that all you need to do is relax and to not worry about anything, because anything doesn't matter anymore. And what it matters is your conception situation and perception of reality that you have at this moment in time. And what is more important is that you are one of the chosen ones that chose to come here to help in the transition for humanity and our planet. That's what I can tell you. You know,
Right.
and please, you know, realize that. Don't wait for, or don't expect no more explanation for anything else, because the truth is within you, and I'm just giving you a little bit of confirmation of why you are here and why I called you tonight. You know, I didn't call you because, oh, I miss James or I need to talk to you. No, I called you because my higher sources told me, hey, get in contact with this little guy. But in a nice sense, good sense.
Yeah.
They said that you are a wonderful human being with a great soul, and I should be, you know, like taking basically checking to you.
Well, my friend Jay Essex, he says I'm 0.8% service to self.
Hmm?
I don't know if you understood what I just said. 0.8%.
No. Repeat that for me, please.
Jay Essex says that I'm 0.8% service to self. I don't know if you got me. That means I'm 99.2% positive and 0.8% negative.
Oh, okay. How do you perceive that? I mean, is that good or bad?
I don't know. That's what he claims. But have you seen the video of where it says "Thank you, James Rink"? Did you see that one?
Honestly, I haven't.
Okay, it said, well, somebody says they got a phone call. The story goes where it says, "Thank you, James Rink, for all that you do. Thank you, James Rink, for something about showing us that we still have hope for." I don't know. I don't remember the exact words. I feel embarrassed. I don't remember the exact words, but
James,
I could probably pull it up in just a moment. But apparently the person that claimed to send this message, they call themselves the Reptilian Rebellion of Light and Science. And apparently there's a group of reptilians that don't like what the Cabal is doing. Of course, the Cabal is a lot of it's controlled by the reptilians. But these other reptilians don't like what's being done, but they can't do anything about it because humanity is so afraid. You okay? Are you laughing? Or are you? Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, but apparently, Jay Essex, he claims that it's sometime around 2015, I'm going to start interviewing ETs. They're going to take me aboard the ships and interview them on camera, which is like, well, it's great, but might be a little scary for Mr. and Mrs. Bible thumping believers and our. Well, anyway, you know, just typical stereotypes out there. But then again, they need to wake up soon enough. So, are you laughing? I can't tell.
No,
Okay.
I'm coughing.
Okay.
I was drinking some water, and it went through the wrong way.
Oh, all right. So we're jumping around here. I want to make sure we covered everything that we discussed earlier. I feel like there's something else we need to talk a little about these timelines. Is there anything else? Maybe like what do you foresee? Or maybe I wanted to finish my story. Basically, where it talked about how I was a cyborg in these other timelines. Oh yeah, that's it. I'm not sure if I said this, but I was a cyborg on all these other timelines where it's mostly negative. But apparently, this timeline that we're on is one of the very few timelines where humanity made it. Most of them all self-destructed, and this is only one of the very few positive ones. So all those people out there who think Armageddon's going to happen, you're going to burn, it's like, well, you know what? Maybe you can split off into another timeline and experience that. But as long as you stay on this one, as long as you stay kind, loving, and show compassion to your fellow humanity, you're going to stay on this timeline, and you won't self-destruct.
Well, let me tell you, we can talk about a little bit of timelines. I would love to talk to you about timelines, because that is my specialty. It is my specialty to talk about timelines. So what you really would like to know about timelines?
Oh, I'd like to know, what do you foresee in, I guess, our particular future? I mean, I've already given you a foreshadowing. It's probably going to be positive, but at least for you and I and most light workers and people with the white light, what's going to happen to the cabal? Like, for instance, we were talking about my friend Nathan. Allegedly, just to give you a brief background for people who don't know the story, he was kidnapped and taken to the prison on the moon, where his body's is in cryostasis, frozen, and they're experimenting on his body parts, but his soul is attached to his body, so his soul can't move on. But you mentioned that they had these containment cells where they could contain these souls, trap them. And you also mentioned something about this Draco ship where they would take these souls not only on the moon, but on...
It's like a prison on space. Basically,
and it's
like a big prison on space.
And how big? Well, you say big. Is it big enough to see with a telescope?
Oh my God! No, not really, because it is interdimensional chip, basically. You need to realize that Draco and reptilian, they have the technology to translate themselves into a higher, maybe half of the note of the musical thing, and a super layer of the physical layer that you won't be able to see them. But they're there. Physically, they're there.
Yeah. Well, figures.
So
anyway.
they have, going to the prison, they have a huge prison facility in space that, they use to, in case soul members of the human population, every time somebody dies, as soon the person leaves the body, there is a reptilian entity waiting to encase the soul. And they have the technology to do that.
Well, I'm sure the higher lighted councils must be having a field day over the Akashic records when they find out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we were talking a little bit about my friend Nathan. Of course, his body's frozen on the moon, but they put a clone of him in his place. And we were talking about what's going to happen to these clones. You said something about them self-destructing.
The clones are going to dissolve, basically. The clones are not going to receive the new vibration of our coming reality. Basically, Earth, our planet, is moving into a new space and time. In space, around the galaxy, right? So when our planet and our solar system gets into this new space in our galaxy, it's going to be very high in vibration. It will be very high in photons, if you want to call it like that. Photons, like particles.
Yeah, it's highly charged particles of
Right,
energy coming from the photon belt.
right. So basically, when our planet, our solar system walks into that, and we, honestly, we are in the middle of it right now. And so that's why a lot of the timelines are dissolving, because they cannot function into this new reality, this new energetic space and time. See, everything that is meant to be negative, lower vibration is not going to make it. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like a clone that may have some kind of dark energy attached to it.
Right.
Maybe not
They're going
necessarily
to
the
be
soul.
dissolved. They're
Okay.
going to be dissolved, automatically.
Are they gonna like?
Basically,
But when you
huh?
say dissolved, are they going to just like turn into a pile of dust over a period of 5 minutes, or are they going to get cancer and drop dead?
Oh,
Um,
no, basically it's going to just, little by little, is going to be um, disappearing from sight. It's like every single atom, cell, and molecule that form that particular, entity, clone, whatever, is going to be blown away like a dust, basically.
okay. Well, what about like say people that are working in the dark cabal? I mean, we can give suggestions. Anyways, people that are hanging out in these underground facilities, or maybe I don't even want to use Illuminati because they're really not the ones at the top. It's the
Okay,
Anunnakis.
those people, who are working consciously and willingly to help the cabal, they are going to be taken into the etheric core houses to be judged, to be, given the opportunity to say, you want to serve the light or you want to serve the dark? Make a choice, basically. So they're not going to be free and running around like they've been for thousands of years. So we, James, you and I, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Okay.
So basically, all these people that have been controlling the bank system, the religion and everything, and political, they are going to give them a choice, because that is the right way of some creator to proceed. He's very, very, very self. He's so fair being. He's not gonna condemn you just because you made a mistake. You did something, but you thought it was the most wonderful thing, and in the face of one creator, it wasn't that great. It was a stupid thing to do from your point of view. He will give you a chance, and he's given a chance to all these mercenaries, all these killers, even Hitler. He's being given a chance to choose from dark to light. That is how much our Father, Mother, and Creator is so loving and compassionate. Nobody has no clue how wonderful that is.
Yeah.
And the most worst person in the world in the human race is going to be given a chance. A chance. But that will be up to them. If they choose to say, oh, I'd love to be mean and miserable and make people suffering and this and that. You know what? Our Father will give them that opportunity. Okay, go ahead. Do it. Go for it. But you're not coming back to my home. You're not coming back here. I'm sorry. As much as I want you to be here, it's not going to be possible because the energies are not going to allow that energy to go across. You know, the barrier of righteousness, the barrier of, you know, our true nature. So basically, you know, God is very tough. Believe me, God is very just.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I wanted to ask you about something else, and maybe you might have information about this, maybe not. But recently I was contacted. Well, last time I had a chance to talk to my friend Kusal, allegedly, who calls himself Kusal. Anyway, but he says that the Iraqi dinar. He says he looked in the timelines in the future. Of course, there are multiple timelines, even though I know you said there's just one. But I guess what I should say, there are multiple variants and future path projections. And he said that in the timeline that we're on, most of the variants show the Iraqi dinar RVing sometime between late January 2014 to March 2014. Now, of course, you know, there is a free will factor there. And maybe just by talking about it right now, it just totally changed all that. But
it will.
But I'm hoping maybe it'll change to the positive. But I just want to ask you: do you see anything like an Iraqi dinar RVing, or do you think that's a scam? Do you think the Nasara thing, there's any truth to that? These prosperity programs, or you see a collapse in the economy?
Let me tell you something. The monetary system, economic system, and everything is going to be gone in the next couple of months. I've been told that there's not going to be no monetary system whatsoever. The reason is that monetary system is exchange of energy, and in higher dimensions there is no need for exchange. It's just like a mutual flow of energy. Right now we don't have the comprehension of what that means. But they're telling us that when we cross the other side, which is going to be, get prepared, and within 2-3 months, the latest, you are going to be in a totally different environment, totally different perspective of reality, energy-wise, and comprehension of who we truly are. You know, that we don't really need a monetary system at all.
So perhaps maybe there'll be some kind of technology like 3D printers, and then everyone could have one in their home and just replicate whatever they need. So we wouldn't even need money. Is that what you're thinking might be?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, well, where are we going to get these replicators? Are they going to come from the ETs, or does the government have a couple 100 million units stored somewhere in underground dump waiting to be released?
James, what will happen is that when after, right now we are, what, January 17, right? So basically, by March, we're supposed to be in the other side, in the other world, the other reality. But I'm talking about the ones that are ready and prepared to do the transition. And, like you and I, basically. So like, you and I, we want to see each other back in March, and we'll say, oh, what a wonderful world. But, for the rest of humanity who are not ready, they're going to be like, what happened to me? I'm in a nightmare. This and that, la, la, la. But you know what? That will be nothing that we can do about it, because we're going to be in total different realities. So it will be a very big sacrifice. Big sacrifice. If you, James, decide to go back into this reality, talking about from March back here, you want to come here, and you see all these people suffering and complaining about, money issues, rent, welfare, food. That will be up to you to sacrifice yourself to come here and try to direct these people. You know what I mean? But,
okay.
It is out of a very noble and good will for somebody to do that.
All right.
And believe me, if I have most of my family, the family that I met here in this particular time, that they didn't make the change, it's more likely that I will be here. I will be back here and talk to them and try to help them. Because, I'm a selfish person. I don't care about, money. I don't care about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I know you don't care either, because you've been helping so many people through the internet. I've been seeing a lot of guys and girls talk to you, saying wonderful things about you. Like, wow, this is wonderful. And I really appreciate what you're doing, because it is something that I really embrace and say, it is breathtaking. What you're doing is amazing. And I'm being honest about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us, and I think this might be a good place to end. I feel like as far as the monetary system is concerned, I guess as long as we stay in a positive timeline, which I'm confident we will, it won't be an issue. And as far as people that are not on a positive timeline, I guess they won't have to worry about it, because they're not thinking about it anyway, because they're not spiritually aware, and they'll just keep going off and doing what they're doing. So everybody gets the energy you put into what you want in life. It ultimately comes back to you. I guess that's the story from all this.
Hey, have you talked to Andrew Fraser?
Who? What?
Andrew. Andrew, that's his name.
Andrew Bisagio?
No, Andrew Fraser, something like that. He's a galactic librarian.
No, I don't think I know who this person is.
Oh, I'm going to introduce you to this guy. He comes from many, many thousand years in the past. And he was telling me, we were talking the other night, and he was telling me about you. He knew you.
Well, when he says he knows me, does that mean he knows me in this life or a past life? Because I don't really know. Maybe you need to send me this name in a text message or something.
Let me talk his real name. Would you hold on for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so we are waiting here for Asther to return. Asther, and it's not Ashtar. It's Asther, spelled Ashtter. I'm trying to think of anything else he might have said. We covered. Oh, he said that the ship where allegedly they're collecting these souls was controlled by Lucifer, but he's since been removed, and now the beings that are still on that ship are continue doing what they're doing because that's all they know what to do. And so there's a lot of confusion right now because there's been a change of guard. About the Dinar, I asked Jay Essex what he thought about the Dinar, and he said he basically sees all currencies becoming worthless. So maybe there might be exception to the Dinar, but apparently we're going to see some financial turmoil going on pretty soon. He recommended to get bullion, but he said that most light workers are going to be taken care of. It's people that are dependent on the old parasitic system, attorneys, judges, folks bankers that depend on feeding off other people's life force energy to survive. They're going to be the ones who are going to suffer the most. But this is all unique learning experience. It's like the thing with Mother Nature returning back to balance. There's going to be a little bit of turmoil in the process. Anyway, so let's see if anything else we didn't cover. You there? You there? Can you hear me? Hello? Anyway, so there's anything else I can...
Hello?
Yeah.
Thank you for waiting. I just found his name here is Andrew. I'm just checking back.
Well.
Oh, okay. I got it. His name is...
Yeah. I'm here. I'm listening. Go on.
Andrew Barr.
Andrew Barr?
I'm trying to read. It's Andrew Barr. B as in boy. Last name is B as in boy, A as in apple, R is in Robin. C is in Tom. C is in Zebra. I is in iPod. And S. So Andrew, Bart.
Well, I don't think I know this person personally. Maybe he's seen one of my videos, but I don't recall anyone like that call me up, or they might have messaged me on Facebook or sent me email, and I just didn't realize it. But yeah, go ahead and share the contact info with this individual, and we can go from there. Are you still?
I mean, he's a very knowledgeable man, and he actually he talked to me a couple of nights ago about the whole situation, what's going on here on Earth. You know, as far as Illuminati and the controllers and everything, and he basically revealed to me that he came from 200,000 years ago. He's a time traveler. And he proved to me that he knows what he's saying. He's not bullshitter. He is basically genuine in every way, shape, or form.
All right. Yeah. Well, put me in contact, and we'll go from there. Is there anything else you want to comment about that? Because I wanted to share something with you. If that's okay.
Okay. Sure. But I think I was going to say something to you about him, but he said about you.
Oh, yeah. Please do.
He said that he knows you. He knows you from the get-go. He said that he met you back in Atlantis. And obviously, all of us met in Atlantis. And he said to me that you were a key point in time for this particular reality between 2011 and 2014. And I said, why do you say that to me? How much do you know about this guy? I was conveying about you, right? And then he says, I know he was put in place because the life forces, they chose him to be part of this reconstruction of the timelines. So basically, you have a lot to do with timelines, James.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
No, and I asked him, I said, so why? The masters and everything, will put him into this situation. He was so unpredictable. We are in a world that is so crazy and everything. And it's like, they trust him. And Saint Germain gave him the tools and the knowledge to go through this whole process. So, needless to say, Saint Germain knew that you were the appointed one, the guy who, were going to come out and talk in public and talk to people. And believe it or not, that's exactly what you've been doing lately for the last, what, 5, 6, 8, 9 years. You've been doing this, you've been expressing yourself and talking to people on internet, making videos.
Yeah, looks like I got a lot of work cut out for me. But it's all good. It's all fun. We're all learning here.
So now go ahead and tell me.
Oh, okay. I had I found the video where it's actually just a short 20-second clip. I'm sorry, I'm going to play this for 20 seconds where it's the message from these reptilian rebellion of light and science. So tell me what you think. All right, hold on.
That you do to enlighten.
Hold on.
Thank you, James Rink, for all that you do to enlighten humanity. Thank you, James Rink, for all of the effort you have put forth during this arduous time of ascension. Thank you, James Rink, for all that you do on behalf of all beings, especially those of us that have no voice. The reptilian rebellion of light and science.
So, did you get that?
Oh boy!
Did you hear what it said?
It was a little blurry, honestly.
What?
Can you explain?
Yeah. This was a message that someone sent into their voicemail box, and they forwarded to me. I was just joking to them the night before. Why don't the aliens just contact us in purpose? I'm not on purpose. I'm in person, and instead of we having to do this stupid channeling, well, it's not stupid but it's not as real as meeting someone in person. Well, we have to do channeling and contact, remote viewing, psychic abilities. So, why can't we just talk to them? Why do they have to be so elusive? So someone sent me this message, but according to someone that I talked to, this person's voice that you're hearing is someone from New York, and they're from India. They live in New York, and they're reptilian, and they work with the deposited reptilians, and they want to. I don't know. I guess they're probably waiting for me to respond to them. What am I supposed to say? Yes, thank you. I don't know. God bless you too. I guess whether you have scales or skin. I guess we all come. Our soul energy comes from the same source, right? But anyway, so I just thought I would share that with you.
But thank you. I think that is wonderful.
All right. Well, do you have any final comments before we conclude this? Anything else you wanted to share?
I think I was basically ready to tell you why you, in some way, forgot about why you came here in this particular time and space. And that is,
go ahead.
There is a greed system around our planet. The dark forces created 3,000-4,000 years ago to control our thinking, dreaming, but that is collapsing. It's not really working anymore. That's why a lot of us are remembering what's going on. And all I can say is that we are ready for our final victory, period. And, you are a very very interesting and very powerful being at this moment in time in our planet.
Did I?
My friends,
I didn't tell you the story about what happened when I was taken to the Seagate base in the Bahamas. They allegedly took me down to this facility to test on it. It's Project Seagate, but they're another faction of Milabs. They're not as nasty as some of the other ones. They're actually more trying to help things, but they still abducting people and taking people at their will. So they took me down to this facility and plugged me up into the machines, and my readings were so off the charts, it scared the hell out of them. So they quickly got me out of there and put me back because they thought I might explode the facility. So they don't really go around experimenting on me like that per se anymore. But I'm not saying that at least that particular group isn't. I don't believe anyway. So yeah, about this thing about the soul, it's like just like there's creator energy or creator source, which is like the totality of all that is. Then from creator source, there are fragments called where basically God came from. And from God, there were many other fragments, which are individual souls. So most people have this individual soul energy that's a fragment of God. But my soul energy happens to be a fragment of the original creator source. And there are not many of us, but I guess it interests the heck out of the Greys and all them, the ones that don't have the soul, because they're so fascinated by me, and so they're constantly experimenting and testing on me. But yeah, I hear what you mean by that.
So, do you understand really what exactly you're doing lately? I mean, you've been doing a lot of spiritual work lately, like the last 3-4 years. Who encouraged you to do that? I mean, because you're really connecting with a lot of interesting people. And I've been observing you. I've been like, wow.
Are you asking me why am I mean, what inspired me to do all this?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I just found it interesting. As far as the MyLab concept, I always found it fascinating. I mean, I've always been interested in like Star Trek and all that, but I think there's probably something more going on here, because even like if you've seen the video Changes on the Horizon, which I think you told me you've seen, there are parts of Changes on the Horizon, and I watch it, and the way I put the footage all together and the music and the words, I realized there's some subliminals in there that I didn't even see when I wasn't intending on putting any of that in there. It was like it just showed up. It's like, what the heck? I don't understand where this is all coming from. So I think there is definitely some kind of higher source influencing me, like maybe Saint Germain is overshadowing me and say, oh, James, you need to go produce a documentary about the banking system. So like, okay, well, that's only 3 years of my life, but hey, it's worth a 3-hour watch.
Hey, James, I just want to give you a little bit of something about my perspective of reality, and I wanted to convey that with you. Would you be willing to go to Venus in the next few days?
I didn't quite understand what you said. Am I going to do what in the next few days?
Would you mind to go to Venus with me in the next few days? I'm being invited to go to Venus.
Am I going to Venus?
Yes, I'm going to Venus. Can I put it this way? I'm going to Venus because I've been invited for how you call it? How do you say it in Spanish? I mean, in English.
Are you going to meet up with the Amazon women?
Yeah, no. I'm going to be... No, I've been invited to Venus because it's going to be a convention, basically. And my friends from the stars invite me to go to Venus. You know, like you go to a convention like Super Soldier in Los Angeles, Super Soldier in San Francisco.
Uh-huh. And then the last one was in Vegas.
Okay.
The next one's going to be in May in Vegas.
Okay.
So get your tickets now. Sorry.
Okay, just put it that way. I've been invited to go to Venus for a convention.
Awesome. Do they need any
I'm asking
anyone
you,
there to film
would you
it?
like to go? Would you like to go with me?
Sure. So what are they going to do? Are they going to teleport me out of my home, or is somebody going to knock on my door with a spaceship parked in my front lawn and say, "Hey, we're ready"?
Well, they didn't specify exactly how that will be done, but obviously they have the technology to say, if I say yes, they will find the means to do it, right?
All right. So yes, my answer is yes. Let's do it.
No, I mean, I'm asking you because I know you are very into, open-minded type of being, and so I don't worry about, you're gonna freak out because I'm asking you this.
We might see some 12-foot tall reptilian insectoid hybrids. But I wouldn't mind as long as they don't view me as a food source, I guess.
No, that will never happen. I mean, Venus is a very beautiful, nice, loving place, honestly. I met a lot of nice, good people from Venus.
But I thought Venus was like 700 degrees. According to NASA, there's no life.
Well, in the physical world, it is. But we're talking about interdimensional.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
But if it's interdimensional, does that mean I'm going to astrally travel there, or am I physically going to travel there? Or is that yet to be decided?
No, actually, if you just say, yes, I want to go, they arrange the moment in time. They kind of get you from your house while you're sleeping. They wake you up, and they give you some sort of drink, which is, these to control, the headache and, all that stuff to fly through time, through space, right? And you will be fine. And then when you woke up, basically you will feel like you were being drunk. you will feel like you are drunk the entire time. And then they say, wake up. And so you wake up and like, oh, oops, where am I? And they start showing you, well, you are in Venus. And they, take your hand and walk you out and show you, the landscape. So beautiful. So beautiful. And then they take you to the meeting section where all these high evolved beings are, and they say, you guys need to give us some credit because we are so open-hearted, to any live being in the world, in the universe. Yeah. So basically, that's why the reason I'm inviting you. But if you're okay, it's okay. If you're not okay, just tell me, and I'll tell them, no, he's not going.
Well, can anyone else who listens to this comes along too if they ask?
haven't asked me for anybody else. They asked me for you.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought I'd mention because there might be
No, they
someone else
asked
who
me
says,
for
I
you.
want to come too. I like to go see Venus.
They asked me for you because they know you.
Okay, so all right. Well, they know me.
Of
What do they
course
what?
know
Do they
you.
watch my video from Venus?
You want me to tell you the truth?
Sure.
They have watched every single video that you have made when you were in your teens. They've seen all the videos you have done, and they've seen how profound human being you are.
Well, Dan McBolin, he tells me that my I forgot what he called it. Where he like reads my hand-eye expressions. It's basically he says I'm an ET. I don't register as a human, and that's the reason why I kind of like freak a lot of people out when they meet me is because I don't register like most people.
No, you know what? You really react and act towards people in the internet and everything. You don't have no idea how much impact you have done into the human race, James. You don't have no idea.
Well, do you think changes on the horizon help make a difference of anything?
Oh, God.
It only had 1 million views. It's not like a Zeitgeist or even some of the Project Camelot stuff. But
James, this is something that it opened up the whole case for you, for the Galactic family. When you put up that particular your production of
changes on the horizon.
Yeah. Oh my God! Everybody, my friends from Orion, from Sirius, from Andromeda, from Arcturus, they keep like calling me. I mean, literally calling me. like, what the hell is this guy doing? And you won't believe it, but they literally asked me why you were doing such a thing. And I said, because he believes in freedom. He believes in the sovereignty of humanity out of this world and in this planet. And he, came to liberate the slavery, the people who were caught in the, not nonsense reality. And they said, wow, this guy is awesome. Keep us in touch. Keep us in communication. They asked me to do that, James.
Yeah, sure. I would love that. Yeah, and I guess
Do you really?
Yeah. And I was just going to mention that I think that's a big difference in what the Andromedans thought, that humanity wasn't worth saving. They thought we should just allow it to self-destruct. So that's a big change there. I guess it's good to hear that at least they starting to change their sentiments about us.
Hey James,
yes.
I met you back in 2010, if I remember well. Do you remember when you met me?
I think you called me up. You said something about your sister needed some help, and I don't think I was able to help because she was so ill.
My sister.
Was it your sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
My sister died out of liver disease.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she had her soul contract, so it's wasn't really our place to judge.
And I talked to Kosol, remember?
Yeah. I remember that.
No, actually, he called me.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, that was when I met you was in 2010. And
All right.
in 2011, that's when my sister died. And I contact Koso, and Koso called me and say, what can I do for you and for your sister? And I said, you know what? All I ask is advice yourself. Because, you know, at that point, I didn't know what was going on, you know, in this reality, in this and that. And then my step brothers and sisters start communicating with me and tell me, you know, so many things that it was like, wow. It was overwhelming. And, you know, the point that now I know that you are such a wonderful, you know, human being that have brought so much healing to so many people. I heard a lot of people say, you know, talking about you. Oh, you know, James is so wonderful. James, you know, brought me back to life. James, what have you have done to this people?
Oh, hey, I'm just one person. I can't take responsibility for that. Well, maybe I can. But it took a lot. I mean, like I said, it was a lot of work.
Hey, but
it took 3 years to put that together.
James, everybody recognize how much you have done for these people.
Well, I guess before Super Soldier Talk, there was, there really wasn't any. I mean, there was a few sources of information, but it seems like it's becoming more mainstream now, which is good, and that way more people can come forward. And my goal is to allow people to remove the stigma of talking about this subject matter. But I guess, like you said, if once we hit this, I guess you could say ascension or whatnot, when our memories all come back, I guess it would be accepted as a matter of fact.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There won't be speculation anymore. All right. Well, I think this is a good place to stop. As much as I love you talking about my ego, I feel like we covered what needed to get covered here tonight.
It's okay. You know, it's fine. I really appreciate the fact that you gave me the opportunity to really talk to you and tell you my true, you know, feelings and thoughts and everything, you know. And I think that this is the time for humanity to know the truth, right?
Okay. And the truth shall set you free, as Sananda would say. All right.
Hey, James, just please take care of yourself. And remember, nothing is going to take your free will away from you ever again. Remember that. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I believe you. All right.
If you have any question or anything that really bothers you, feel free to call me, because I'm your friend, I'm your brother, I'm everything that you can possibly think.
And
you know, unconditionally.
And do you want people that are listening to this to call you as well, or email you, or you just prefer to keep that confidential for the time being?
You know what? At this point, I don't really care. I think that all that matters is your where you're coming from, what is your true intent, for the questions and things like that. And that's all that matters to me. We are in totally different timeline. Please remember that. Totally different timeline.
Do you have a website where you talk about any of this stuff, or is it just yeah?
I honestly, I don't really mind to talk about anything anymore because I know we have the freedom to do and choose whatever we want to do, and we are sovereign people. We are not under control anymore. And you know what? It's so wonderful just to know that no matter what, whatever you have in your mind, press it out, and nobody's going to judge you or kill you or mistreat you or in any way, shape, or form. Simply is that you are who you truly are, and that's all that matters. And our prime creator understands that. And he is our Heavenly Father, Mother. And let's embrace it with love, compassion, and understanding. That's all it is.
Okay, yeah, thank you for sharing that with us, and let's reconvene maybe 6 months, a year from now, or maybe sooner. I don't know, whatever you what you want to do.
No,
and,
you better call me tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
after a trip to Venus.
Call me tomorrow, por favor.
Okay, all right. Well, you have a good night. I got to go now, so thanks for talking to us.
Hey, you take care of yourself, and we keep in touch, okay?
All right. And thank you, everyone, for listening in, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I've got Jonah with me, Jonah Bolt, and we work together on, I'm actually starting a nonprofit organization to help individuals who have suffered through trauma. And Jonah claims that he recently was attacked by some kind of psychotronic weapon, and there's some interesting synchronicities. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let Jonah explain exactly what's going on here. So, Jonah.
Yeah, I'm here, James. How's it going?
Good, good. All right.
Last night, about 9 o'clock, I was just about to go to sleep. I was laying in bed. Something hit me. The only way I can explain it is like a particle beam. It was like a 2-foot diameter around my body, and I could literally I could feel it, see particles around me. And I heard a very high-pitched sound, but not just that one sound, a bunch of sounds, frequencies. And it went on for maybe a couple minutes. And after it was over, I was right about to fall asleep. It was right before I went into dream state. I woke, after it stopped, I was like, whoa, what was that? And my gut told me right away what it was, which is what I just explained. And it was definitely malevolent. It definitely didn't feel it was a good energy at all. And today I happened to have a conference call with 2 of the top psychics in the world. They contacted me a few weeks ago to work on a reality TV show that they want me to produce and whatever. So the psychic is Jerry Russo. You could look him up. And the other one is Shannon. I think it's Leischner. She's ranked one of the top 10 most trusted psychics in the world, and he's one of the top. So anyways, I had a session with them to try them out, because before I, work with people, I've been contacted by a lot of people that were not of the light and did not have the right intent. So right now, I always have sessions with people to try them out and, see if I resonate with them. So anyways, tonight, as soon as I talked to them, within like a few minutes, they were like, Jerry was like, excuse me, I got to interrupt, and what's going on? Something happened to you recently. I could, you know. And I've been telling everybody all day here at the house, whatever hit me last night, I went jogging this morning. I couldn't even make it halfway to where I usually run there and back without stopping. And I've been off all day. My energy, and I told Joe here in the house and Ted, everyone, I was like, something happened last night. I got hit with something. I don't know what it was. It came from like from upwards, definitely came from above, like sort of like above my window area, and I feel off all day. So I had the call with the psychics tonight, and within a couple minutes, one of them was like, "What happened to you?" You know, because I've talked to them before already, and he's like, "Something happened. You're, you know," and I was like, right away, I was like, "Funny you said that. Something happened last night, and I feel totally off." He's like, "Your energy is off." I'm like, "That's what I've been telling people all day." So right away, Shannon, she's like, "I'm picking up what it is. I know what it is," you know, and he finished what he was saying, and then she went into talking to explain, you know, what she was picking up what it was, and what they picked up what it was definitely military black op, ET mixed with human, some sort of new particle, whatever. And she was picking up that recently, you know, they're asking me questions. Why would the military be specifically targeting you, black ops, things like that? You know, what projects are you working on? I'm like, I'm working on a lot of projects, you know, all different ones, free energy, this, that. And they're like, no, it's something more specific, you know, like it's military. And immediately I thought of like Healing Soul Survivors, and I was like, actually, a few months ago, I was asked to join a board of super soldiers that's what, and right away, like as soon as I said that, what's his name, the other guy, he was like, yep, that I'm picking, that's exactly, that's it. And she's like, right away, you know, she was like, yeah, that's part of it right there. She's like, they know you're getting too close, and what I'm picking up is they know you're going to speak truth about what you find out, and you're getting really, really close to some stuff, and now they're reaching out and, you know, did what they did. So one confirmation was, you know, they had no clue what happened last night or anything, and picking up specific synchronicities and words that they said, I could tell right away by other things in the conversation as well, you know, they definitely were psychic in terms of picking up things that there's no way they, you know, they could have known. I've never told them. So that basically what was happened last night into today, and just happened that I had this call tonight that sort of confirmed what I had thought anyways happened to me last night. So it's just good confirmation. So I reached out. They also said that they're interested or know, you know, what we're doing. Everything is tapped. They know everything, but because we're dealing with the angelic realm and other ETs, they know what like real kind of work we're doing, and we're really on their radar. So all good, you know. It wasn't anything bad in the conversation. It was all good, you know, because I know that everything, you know, is constructed on light anyways, this universe and this reality that we're living out, this 3D matrix we're in right now, is just a reality that you put out from what you believe. If you put out fear that some government, you know, shit's gonna come, you know what I'm saying, come kill you, then that may be a reality that you project out and live out. So
That's right.
if we keep it, you know, keep it light.
All right, so I guess for the people that are listening to this, what Jonah is basically stating is that he was attacked by some kind of energy, and a psychic seemed to help him pinpoint that. I mean, what were they specifically saying? Did you ask him? Was it my lab material content?
Well, it was two psychics, two of the top basically in the world, and what they're picking up was, it was ET technology stuff. It was ET something like that, and they said that very recently it was something that I got into. So immediately I thought of, you know, you and your organization, and, you know, the super soldiers and the information and that type of stuff, and that's what they're picking up. And not even picking up, they're just basically saying it. They're like, you know, this is okay. Military, you know, and I'm not involved with anything else, any other projects, like they said, you know, besides with you.
Well, maybe like maybe they use their time travel technology to look into a possible future timeline. Now, from what I was told anyway, it only works like a couple months in the future. After that, it just doesn't matter.
Well, I'll tell you what,
So,
they were definitely scanning me. I definitely can feel they were scanning me. They were trying to pick up something, whatever they were trying to find out. Also, while I was in the conversation with them, halfway through, she's like, you know what I'm picking up, and he's like, yes. She's like, you know, you want to tell him, and then she's like, as she was telling me something, I got a sharp pain in my side, and after she finished, she's like, did that make sense? And he said, how are you feeling? And I said, actually, I just got a really sharp pain like 30 seconds ago when she was talking. He's like, I know. And she's like, tell him. So they said I had some sort of implant. Now, right where that pain was, I've had something in there, something going on there, I should say, for the last 2.5 months. I don't know what, lower intestine next to my belly button, about 2 inches over. Something's been going on down there. It's been out of the norm for me. I've been feeling something. So they both said they picked up. He said he's been working on it the entire time I was on the conversation. So whatever was in there was obviously not easy to get out. I've had other things, cords or whatever, you know, taken off me. So I'm not familiar with that type of energy work, but that also happened during the conversation. I'm sure you've dealt with that. But have you ever had anyone else talk about this type of like scanning particle beam or anything like that you've talked to?
don't really know about scanning particle beam. I mean, did it actually look like a beam, or did it just?
It felt about like I was in a tube, like about 2-3 feet around me. And what he also said was lately what they've been doing the last whatever few years in the chemtrails is spraying some new type of thing that acts as a mirror. And what they've been able to do is now pinpoint with lasers through the chemtrails, because they blanket the whole planet, direct, like something like that. He's talked to other people. He just did an interview on another show about that. You know, so it was a long conversation, and we talked about a lot of different things, but there was a lot of resignation with what they said. It just made sense, you know. It's have that weird experience, and the next day just happen to have this conversation with the psychics, and them picking all this up right away. It made sense to my experience, because I don't know what happened. I can't explain it better than what I explained it, because I'm not familiar with particle beams or whatever that happened. But it definitely was a real experience, you know, and I wasn't tripping on any drug or anything, so.
This having weird synchronicities like what you just talked about is very common once you start getting into this field of research. For me, I don't really experience very much of that because I have my ET star family protecting me. Now, I'm not saying they're not protecting you. It's more like maybe they haven't realized that they need to put more work onto you. So you might want to ask them, say, hey, look, I'm going to start doing this line of work. I might need a little bit more protection. It sounds almost like you need a bodyguard, you know, like, well,
yeah,
like,
well, you're right. You're right.
Manifest a timeline where these people don't even exist. You know, they can just melt or just go away. But
Yeah.
we'll get there eventually. So, so
Well,
what
you're
are
right.
you doing now?
That's what it's about, and that's what they said is you need to really do more inner work and step into your own power, and you know, and do that, and ask your guides for help, and I have done that, and I've done amazing things by asking for help from their help, and you know, that's how it really works, because they are here, they're there, they're you need to say it out loud, and they're gonna help.
Yeah, I had somebody say basically there was a group of reptilians that are coming around injecting me up with nanobots, and they were making me sick, and then they came back again to do it a second time, and this time a group of Palladians, and I think there was a tall gray, showed up, and the reptilians knew they were coming. They quickly got out of here, so they're not coming back anymore. And I'm not saying all reptilians are like that. It's just this one little group of faction of reptilians.
It's true, and we talk like this, and people, you know, they're like, "Oh my God, reptilians and this and that." The reality of it is, I've had experience with reptilians, and I've seen so much and had so much experience. I don't care what anyone else says. This stuff is real, you know, and the more you open yourself to it, the the more amazing experience you could have, because that's really why we're here, to experience and live life, and not work 9 to 5 and be in control, and the way everything is right now. It's people like us that are really breaking loose the real stuff that's going on, which is they're manipulating, controlling the entire planet through many different ways, and killing people, and there's ways that we could stop all that. Free energy and new technology and collaboration, and we have lots of help. Lots of help.
Well, so Jonah, are you planning on giving up? Are you
No,
spooked enough? Are you gonna
no,
stop?
no. You know what this means? This is great. This is good news. This is like more fire, you know, because I'm a fire sign to get things done. This is more, you know, this is more a synchronicity to tell you that you're on the right track, my man. You know, you're making ripples, you're making some waves, and stuff like this happens. That's when you know we're doing some real work. And it doesn't matter. We're all constructed on light. I don't care what, you know. That's the real reality of it. You know, is we are constructed of light on the same fabric, and once you understand that energy, you can use that energy and be in that energy. You know, you're not gonna die some horrible or whatever type of death that is, and you know, that's not the experience you're gonna have. Especially the star children, the star seeds, you know, that are here to bring that light down. That's what we're doing. We're the crazy ones. I'm talking about all the black sheeps out there. That's who we're talking to. You know, those are the real ones that are doing the work, that are you know, crazy enough to do this type of stuff, that can interact with reptilians and still, you know, do what you got to do and brush your teeth every day. You know, it's like most people can't even fathom, you know, what that type of reality is like. So it's a hard topic to even talk to regular people. That's why people like you and others, you know, over the years have become, you know, friends and a network together to get this information out, because together none of us can be stopped, you know. That's how it really is, synergistically.
All right, thank you, Jonah. Well,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do at this point, with your permission, is it okay to include this in my next video?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, this is a small, you know, piece to the bigger puzzle that we're all trying to put together. So the more information out there, you know, the better. Let everybody research and resonate what resonates with them, and discover their own truth. But you know, this stuff is real. It happens all the time, but it's all good. That's the bottom line. You know, we're made of light. We're here to shine. So, yeah, it's awesome. James, you're doing great work as well, man. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. All right. And thank you, Jonah.